New day, new t-shirt. And today I am at the memorial of Armenian genocide. You heard me right. So in 1915, there was genocide of Armenians, killing innocent people. And I'm at the memorial and the museum for that event. And here are a bunch of trees that were planted by people who are like prime ministers of different countries. So let me show you the map. Here is the map, and here are all the trees with the numbers. And here are all the people who planted those trees. So this one was planted by the president of France in 2014. Look at this pretty tree. And like each tree has a sign. Oh, on another side, there's another. Oh, there are more trees on this side. So the first map was this district, right? I think. And this is that. And here are all the people who planted that. And that's not the memorial itself. The memorial is this. That is also a memorial. Wow. This is a very, very tall, like, cone. Let's get closer, actually. Oh, here are actual graves of people. Not sure if it's that, like, okay for YouTube to post that, but that's an important place in Armenia. I'm glad I am here. Finally, it's like a little bit further away from the city, so I'm glad I got here, actually. And that's that. It's not actually a cone, it's like a square-shaped thing. Can I walk into it? Actually, look at the city view from here. And it's quite a huge place, just covered in concrete. And here's that thing, like a round shaped. And I saw people walking into it, so let's try to do the same. And there's also sounds coming from it, like music, sad music. I'm not gonna walk in there. There is a fire that never stops, and it's a symbol of like that we always remember about the lives of people that we lost, and there were people like putting flowers to it in honor of those people who died. And this genocide, it was happening in 1915, as I said, and it was Ottoman Empire killing people during the World War I. I feel like heavy on my soul. On the other side of this column, there are names of people who died, and like when they died. It's a very long thing as well. So these are the larger trees. I think they were planted a while ago because they're gigantic. Yes, 2002. 2002. From Russian Federation. This one is from President of Armenia in 2006. This one is from President of Bulgaria. Oh, President of Georgia. Oh, that's 2001. It's no longer president of Georgia. President of the Republic of Finland. That's the tree. Oh, this one is rather small. But it's 2001. How is it possible? From Pope John Paul II. Okay. And I saw people walking into this. So I'm gonna be doing the same. So this memorial complex was dedicated to the memory of 1.5 million Armenians perished during the first genocide of the 20th century. And this memorial was built in 1967, and it occupies 4,500 square meters of a territory and consists of three main buildings: the Memorial Wall, the Temple of Eternity, and the Memorial Pillar Rebirth of Armenia. The Memorial Wall is a long basalt wall that stretches for 100 meters and bears the names of the main cities of the Ottoman Empire, emptied of their Armenian population in 1915. So the Temple of Eternity consists of 12 granite seals arranged in a circle and inclined towards the center. The steps go down to the platform and thus made that the visitor is obliged to lower her head as a sign of respect. And the pillar symbolizes the rebirth of the Armenian people. Inside there is a free museum with a lot of pictures, artifacts, and articles about Armenian genocide. The handwritten letters and this article about concentration camps in Syria. There was a huge map on the wall of all of the movements. And at first I thought it was a film, but it's actually just pictures, and some of them are definitely not YouTube approved. They died by all of the deaths on earth, the death of the ages. And there is a telegram sent to the US Embassy. Women and children are the victims of genocide, and they were forced to adopt Islam, to become Muslim. There's a story about a specific person or just groups of people. You see how there's a woman with glasses and her glasses are here. I really like those typewriters. And at the end of the museum, there was a notebook where you can leave reviews, and there were reviews in different languages. There were English, Chinese, Polish, Russian. That is the last article about other genocides ever happened in the world, about Holocaust. So I'm back. I went to the museum. You'll see the clips of the museum, and it's rather huge. I thought it was gonna be like smaller, and mostly it's just like text written on walls about people who died and their stories and all that. Definitely feel super sad right now, so I'm Gotta feel better. It was rather interesting. I almost bought a book. I'm walking on the road because I want to go to the mall that is close, so I'm hoping that I can just walk. So I'm at the mall and there's nothing interesting in there. It's just called Dolma Mall, which is a dish that is Armenian. Other than KFC, nothing interesting, honestly. Just regular shops, including some weird titled ones. I saw really weird shaped brandy bottles in just a regular grocery store. You know, Armenia is a country of brandy. That's a dessert with layered dough, honey, and nuts. Let's circle around the center once again, and that's my last meal in Armenia, and I decided just to get myself a yogurt. In Armenia, they also have a huge variety of sour cream, matsoni, which is like a more liquid version of sour cream, bunch of yogurts, and even Russian milk, and also ayran, which is like a salty milk drink. I have no idea what this fruit vegetable is. Let me know if you know. Looks like a black corn. And here is an artificially orange chicken that says chicken in Russian. For some reason, such phones are still a thing. Taste test of this Armenian yogurt. It was really good, even though it kind of looks not good. This day's breakfast wasn't impressive, but at least the cat is back. And here's me telling you a story about yesterday. So I was chilling with stray dogs, nothing interesting, just 3 dogs around me, and I was sitting with them. They were trying to nap, I was trying to pet them. And I had an American guy come up to me and ask in English, like, are they your dogs? And I'm like, no, they're stray dogs, and like here in Armenia and in Georgia, we have a lot of them and they're super friendly and so on. So then he was afraid to pet one, and he's like, are you sure they're like friendly and wouldn't bite me? I can pet them. And I'm like, yeah, they're so chill. So then he pet the dog and we talked about dogs a little bit more. Then he asks where I'm from and compliments my English. And I'm like, I'm from Russia. And legitimately, the next question he asked was, what do you think about Ukraine and Russia conflict? I said that I don't support the war. Then he's like, what do you think about Putin? Is it the normal conversation you have on the streets after asking about dogs? And I'm like, well, I don't like him, blah, blah, blah. Then he proceeded to say that it's America's fault that Putin started the war. And I'm like, okay. He said that he is Armenian American and he was born and raised in America, and that's his first time in Armenia. And I'm like, cool. And I was telling him that I live in Georgia and like the differences between Georgia and Armenia. And he's like, so you're talking about Georgia? Is it close? when you go to a country, don't you research at least the countries that it borders? Like, what if there's a war nearby? I wouldn't even say that, like, you're supposed to know all the countries in the world. And then he asked, like, how many hours did it take me? And I'm like, it's like about 5-6 hours, like, on a bus. Then he asked if I speak Armenian, and I'm like, why the hell would I speak Armenian? And I'm like, no, but everyone speaks Russian here, so I speak Russian to them. And he's like, oh, everyone speaks Russian in Armenia? Dude, you didn't know that either? Like, I don't expect any traveler to know all of the information about, like, new country, but you said that you're Armenian American, so you're like, you're kind of supposed to know, like, just a little bit about Armenia. And he said that he knows a little bit of Armenian, so, like, the knowledge of what countries it borders and, like, what language they speak is kind of basic, right? But that was an interesting conversation. At least he complimented my English, so now I feel good about myself. I like talking about dogs with him, but, you know. He said, in America, would never. First of all, America is not a country, it's a continent. So that was a fascinating conversation that I didn't ask for, but I still enjoyed practicing my English, so that's good. I'm near the key of Armenia because I unlocked all of their secrets. And this is the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your donations. Subscribe, get notified, and leave a comment. Bye. See you in the next one.